If it hurts, James breaks, no gates, you know it up, put on more speed. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. All obstacles, block, cut, sides, through the games after this win in. First sheet again, here for the first minute. Carry everybody, keep it there for 6 minutes.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
The culture that Hype and everyone has created in this building, it's been phenomenal on teams, and we're only going to continue to be better. And the standard around here, I've said it before, I'll say it again, standard is to be the damn best. And we're never stopping.
Who got my back? I got your back. Who got my back? I got your back. Who got my back? I got your back. We play for another. We fight for another. Every fight, every play, every round. Hey, Tennessee on 2. 1, 2. Tennessee. Ball, that team ready. Ready. Ball, that team ready. Ready. Ball, that team ready.
Yeah, you know, again, I think we should really have the best defensive line in the country. You know, I feel really good about our depth that we're building. I feel really strongly about, you know, their attitude and the determination that those guys have played with. You know, and again, I'm not even talking as much about football, just great guys. You know, they're great human beings, and, you know, they've really worked hard. And, you know, as coaches, we want to see guys develop and reach their full potential.
Yeah, they're scared. You get me? Like, you can't double him or chip him, or because you got me on the other side. And if you want to put a guard on me, you got Omar or Don Bailey on the 3 takes. Like, you can't do nothing with that. You feel me? So offense they see us all out there. They're scared. Everybody's worried. Like, so it feels good when we're all out there.
The depth in your front seven is really special.
Yeah, it is, man. You see the D-line rotating 4 at a time, man. And, you know, our second level's got depth and
there's no drop-off. That's the one thing about it. There's no drop-off.
I think the cool thing is that there's genuine care and excitement for each other when the other guy's in and the other guy makes a play. Chemistry matters, camaraderie matters, and, you know, this football team's got to continue to grow to get better, but we got to keep that part of it the way that it is right.
Good Sunday evening. Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. He's Coach Jay. He's Coach Rice. Y'all want to know what was going on? Y'all want to know why we were late? We have the best football conversations before we go live. I swear, it's always, it's good conversation. When Coach Jay asks Coach Rice a question, I say, don't answer that. Don't answer what Coach Jay just asked you. Save it. Save it for the show. We always have the best conversations behind the scenes. Everybody in the chat's laughing, saying, hot mic. Somebody got a hot mic. That's because I'm trying to queue up I think this is a great way to start the show. Why not?
Hey, boy, y'all wild, boy. I told y'all we was coming up, Bell. Like, listen to what I'm telling you. 51-10. That's first and foremost. Open up the can. You know what the rest is. You know. This is the little sign. What is this like? What is it? Hey, man, bring me some wolf help. Somebody from Ball Nation, bring me some wolf help. I'll be doing the podcast from 3 to 6, Monday through Friday, right there on 104.5 The Zone, man. So y'all check that out. Next time, why don't y'all go get Michael J. Fox? Maybe somebody can transform into Teen Wolf, and then all of a sudden, y'all got like an illegal play or something. Nico, say it with me. Iya Maliava. I ain't over a little podcaster, man. Don't mind me. But one thing you better mind is go balls, because that's all we know.
How can you not love Ron Slay? How can you not love him? He's so funny, man. He is hilarious. So funny. I was trying to cue that up like while the intro was playing, and it like blacked out, and I refreshed it, and then he's like, rah, rah, rah. And everybody's like, hot mic. Oh man. Come on in, boys. Pull up a chair, grab a cold beer. Although somebody commented, Coach Jay, and said, maybe if you and Coach Jay would stop drinking beers on your post-game show, you wouldn't be shadow banned and more people would be watching.
We got shadow banned for that?
I don't think so. We had 1,700 people watching live. If we get 1,700 people watching and I get to drink a PBR and you get to drink a Heineken, I think we're living the dream.
It was literally like my first beer last night, too, for that show. Because I can't, if I like drink all day and then I've got to do this, it's not good. I can't do it.
So I can't drink beer. I tried to drink a six-pack. A six-pack, and I was like, I was so full and miserable. That's the signs of a true man that likes his brown liquor. He liked a little bourbon. I can't drink beer. It's got too much stuff in it. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Let's stop talking about PBRs and Heineken and all that type of stuff. Matt Wilson's here, says, love me some Big Ron Slay. Cole Lemon is here. Oh, I'm feeling great. Irish Smoky Vol says, oh, damn, hope you're good. At least it turned into a dub. Who's he talking about? What you talking about? Rocky Top Tom's in the house. Rocky Top Tom, I thought, was learning a little something about YouTube. He said, when I come on tonight, I'm going to focus on the positive first, then the negative. I said, oh, Tom's learning something. He's like, no, I'm still going to be negative. 51-10 is not good enough for me. Highland View is here. What's up, brother? Robert Tuck is here. Mr. O'Neill is in the house. 12 personnel in Heibel's offense. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. Don't you worry. Teabag Gumps is here. Oh, my gosh. Teabag Gumps, you make me laugh, but you're so offensive that I can't read your comments, man. You make me laugh, but you're borderline. Let's see. Who else is here? Buck's in the house. Lurkers Unite. Yeah, we love you, Lurkers. We appreciate you, Lurkers. Nikki's in the house, as I don't think that's – wait, how'd that work? Why do I never know what anybody's talking about? But shout out, Nick. It's good to see you in the chat. Knoxville Predator Catcher is here. Hey, Coach Rice, how do you like playing Knoxville Predator Catcher on EA Sports College Football?
Oh, I got my revenge of 30-pieced him.
That's not good enough, Coach Rice. What'd you do? Come out and not show your true identity? Did you change your personnel? I'm gonna have to yell at you.
Yeah, I changed my personnel.
There you go.
We're going to talk about personnel here in just a minute, man. I'm excited to get Coach Rice's opinion on the game, and then we're going to open it up, let you guys come on. Gary was here bright and early. Orange Sea Line dropped to 5, says, I'm at the fair tonight, but I'm just going to leave this here and watch later. Milton wouldn't have thrown a pick, Coach Jay. Milton wouldn't have thrown a pick.
Oh, Lord.
He wouldn't have thrown that pick. He would have thrown the worst one. We saw it every time he threw that middle slant. He'd throw the underneath pick. I think it was 4 times they let him do it, and then they just didn't let him throw deep anymore.
By the way, Gary commented on the day after video and made the same comment, and he's like, I really hope people understand that this is a bit at this point.
I get it, and I love Gary's bit. That's why we got to banter back and forth, though.
Yeah, I wish he would come on for a Sunday show, but he's always got an excuse, right? He defended Joe all year, and he's always got an excuse. What is Bob doing? Bob gifted 5 Talkin VAWLS memberships. Bob, we appreciate you, brother. Paul Lindsay also gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership. Louisiana Ball has been a member for 17 months. We appreciate you. Rip dropping his first ever super chat on the channel. We appreciate you. Rip says, Dorothy will have to watch in the morning. GBO. We appreciate you, Rip. Adam Lee for 5. Feel like the worst grade could have gone to Nico. Seemed to struggle a little bit with more complex reads. Hopefully reps will help with that. You know, it's funny because we kind of touched on this in the post-game show. People that are questioning Nico, and then Coach Jay said, let's throw this same question to Coach Rice. Stat line. You read Joe. You read Nico's stat line, Coach Rice. 16 of 23, 211, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Also ran the football 8 times, 65 yards and a touchdown. If that's Joe, that a bad game, average game, normal game, great game? How would you grade that for Joe?
That's everyday Joe right there.
Yeah, everyday Joe is awful for Nico.
Yeah, and it really wasn't to the point, and we'll get into it, but I'll just say this: it really wasn't awful for Nico. One of those picks is not on him, and you could go both ways on the first pick, but
I could not tell if that was tipped. I watched it over and over.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Heupel didn't say it was tipped, and Nico didn't say it was tipped.
No, I think
it was
communication between him and Brew.
Yeah, that's what I think it was too.
I agree with that on communication. I watched again; it wasn't tipped. I thought that was his one bad pass, but really, I mean, if you take away the phantom call, as we talked about on the big touchdown pass,
never happened.
We wouldn't have been having this conversation about Nico on rewatch. I know it's going to cause a little bit of controversy here. I give him a B+, and it's because if Milton runs that same game, we lose, and it's because of how Nico managed the offense, how he was able to keep him off kilter with play action, and how every time we needed a score, like, you know, after that defense got the first stop, but they were a little tired and their tongue was hanging out, he marched right down the field 7 for 7, put up a touchdown. When it was time to put his foot on their throat, what did Nico say he had to learn from and fix? Learning how to put their foot on the throat. He did exactly that on the first drive of the second half. Nico will learn from that one mistake. We've already seen it, and I've already talked about it a lot. Nico doesn't make the same mistake twice. He'll learn from that, and he'll keep on keeping on.
You know, somebody in the chat just said Nico said he didn't play well and he has to, you know, be better. I love the ownership, right?
Oh yeah,
like even on the second pick, where we're all saying, dude, the offensive line, you gotta block, you gotta protect the young man. Nico said, I got to learn how to understand what's going on and maybe step up in the pocket, try to escape, and not try to force that. I think that was the theme for Nico after the game, is I tried to force too much and try to take too much. But I love the ownership. And even him laughing, right? The pick 6, he's laughing. He's like, this defense went out and dominated. They blanked him. I don't know if he forgot about the field goal, if he was just talking about touchdowns. Either way, he's like, they blanked him. And then he started laughing. He's like, yeah, the only touchdown they scored, that belongs to me. Like, like just to have that ownership after you went out and you won 51-10, you know you're moving on to the next week. You're ready to flush it. I love Nico's post game. Tim Broyles for 2 says, can you please say hi to my wife, Mandy? Well, what is up, Mandy? We hope you and Tim are having a good night watching a little Talkin VAWLS live. Rocky Top Tom gifted 5 Talkin VAWLS memberships. We appreciate you. Stevie J, member for 23 months. Go Vols. Keep up the good work. We appreciate you, brother. A man of your word. Stevie J is a man of his word. Dropped a hundo last night for that dub. Knox from Predator Catcher for 5. Just wish Bishop had gotten more snaps. He proved he can play with the big boys, though. Hashtag Beaver Pride. I love that kid, man. I really do love that kid. He has proven that he belongs in the SEC. He belongs at Tennessee. Jeff drops a 50-spot top donation of the night. That's a pink boy. We'll play the clip.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 million man.
Jeff for 50. He says, Will Brooks, interception, money, GBO, orange emojis. Somebody commented that they were glad that I apologized to Will Brooks today. My response to them, after I sat on it, I thought about it, tried to not react emotionally. I said I would still start Jacoby Thomas. That's not disrespecting Will Brooks. That's saying that I think Jacoby Thomas is more athletic. I think he's more physical. I think he's got way more speed, way more athleticism. Coach Jay, tell us what you said about Will Brooks in the back room.
I said I might take a couple people off because he was out of position when he made the pick. He was toast. He got caught up in a switch route. If you rewatch it, the slot wide receiver switches to the outside back shoulder fade. He's off position there. He does notice and recognize very quickly that the quarterback is going to the down flat and breaks on it well. I'll give him that. But initially out of position, and if the quarterback had seen it, it wouldn't have mattered that Joseph's jumped or not because the route was so outside that it wouldn't have affected his pass and it would have just been a first down. But Joseph's bailed him out a little bit there, to be honest. And then a bad decision by Grayson McCall as well.
All right, let me hit Bob dropping a 20 spot. We appreciate you, Bob.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
I promise we are going to open this up to you guys in just a little bit. Bob drops a 20 spot, said, I'm paying my fine for jinxing Nico. Sincerely apologize to my Vol family. Keep the show going. I'll be back in about an hour. All right, Bob, you paid your dues. You paid your punishment. What are they doing? You think Bob's on like laundry duty or like he's got to do the dishes or something?
That's their time in the yard.
So he's going to get his physical activity. Otherwise, it's cruel and unusual punishment. That makes sense. That makes sense. Jackie drops a 20 spot. That's Orange Boy. We appreciate you, Jackie.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
Jackie, oh my goodness, Jackie is feeling it. Boogie, I think we might be looking at another natty. Dude, I like the title of tonight's stream is Can We All Finally Agree? Can we all finally agree? Agree on what? What's Boogie talking about? It's clickbait. It's clickbait. Maybe it is clickbait. I don't know. Can we all finally agree, Coach Rice? Tennessee's freaking back. We're back. We're back. 51-10 over a top 25 team, and people are griping on Twitter about it. That means we're back. That means
we're 100%. We're 1,000% back. We got the national media saying Alabama's the Georgias and the Texas. You better watch out for Tennessee because they're here.
All right, so let's kind of get into it. You know, Coach Rice was very vocal last night on Twitter talking about the 12 personnel, saying stay true to who you are. Coach A, how do you guys want to start this? You want to fire off the question that you had first, or do you want Coach Rice? Coach Rice, just give us your opening thoughts.
Yeah. Give us your opening. Yeah. That makes more sense, I think.
So the game, awesome. I mean, the overall game was great. Couldn't have gone any better as far as, the outcome. I did think Nico, other than one throw, and then maybe one or two more plays, he kind of got quick feet a couple times. But I thought he looked good overall. I did think the 12 personnel kind of, especially in the first half, it got better in the second half. But I think you could kind of see that it was out of rhythm. I think Coach Jay used that wordage the other night on the post game. It's not that I don't love the use of 12 personnel. It's the fact that we were being successful in 11. I've already before anyone comes at me, I've already rewatched the game twice. So, and I put stats upon, the numbers on it. They were successful in 11 personnel in the Coach Jay talked about that series of going 7 for 7 that drive. Well, they started out that drive. It wasn't until they got down to the 20-yard line they went back into 12 personnel. They went down the whole field in 11 personnel, and I don't know. It just seemed like the tempo was kind of out of rhythm. You could tell it's something they've been working on because don't get me wrong, that GH counter and the way they mixed it up, they used lots of different variations of counter. It was awesome. I love the counter play. It's one of my favorite plays to put into my offensive scheme because you can do so many different variations of it. But it's like, I don't know, it just seemed like the tempo and the rhythm of Coach Heupel, the offense, was off in the first half. And I just didn't think the way I was seeing it, because I saw the success of the 11 personnel, I thought we would have done a little better. Staying who you were, which in the end, Georgia, Alabama, whoever ends up throwing in some 3-3-5, having that 12 personnel to come back to, it's great because it gives you gives the opposing team more film to look at and have to work with. They're going to have to practice on, not only to practice the 12 personnel, but the tempo of the 12 personnel, all the different variances you could do with the 12 personnel. So I thought the game was awesome. Defense. Coach Jay was probably licking his freaking chops last night.
Damn right.
I mean, Arian Carter and Keenan Peely. It was probably the best played linebacker game in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
As far as overall linebacker play, that last night, y'all, we saw linebackers flying downhill with some authority and some, intents for violence. And it was awesome to see the D line. I hope Tyree West is, good. Everything I've seen today, I think he's going to be all right. Guys, this D line and linebacker and the two corners, I'm not worried about the corners at all. Guys, we got a top 5 defense. We were talking about top 20, we got a top 5 defense. Top 5 defense.
Like that's if Tennessee has a top 5 defense, I don't even remember who I was talking to about it today. I was talking to somebody, one of my friends. Hell, I talk to so many people. You guys DM me. I try to interact with you as much as I can. My friends are texting me. I don't remember who I was talking to. I said if Tennessee's offense and Tennessee's defense show up on the same day, there is not a effing team in this country that can beat them. Nobody. There is not one. Not Georgia. Not Alabama. There's not Texas. Nobody. If they show up and both sides of the ball play at an elite level, Coach Jay, there is nobody in this country that's going to beat Tennessee. I firmly, truly believe that.
Yeah, no, hey, look, that defense was elite last night. No one in the national media predicted the shutdown that the defense had last night. I think Tennessee fans predicted it. A couple Tennessee fans did, certainly. Maybe, gosh, from what I saw in the predictions, maybe 45% of Tennessee fans, because we follow the team so closely. We're aware of what was happening. I mean, you look at some of, like we talked about, the locked on NC State people, saying they were seeing lamb chops in our defensive backfield. That's just a statement, not understanding how much the personnel has changed in a year and who's there now and who isn't there now. It's just a comment from ignorance and living in the past. And look, football is a game that's always moving forward. So if you sit there and live in the past, you're going to get beat every single time in the future. So yeah, just kind of how it is. And I'm super proud of that defense. As far as the 12 and 11 personnel, what I was going to ask Coach Rice is,
hold on, let me hit this super chat, and then this will kind of feed into the question that you're going to ask. Because Justin Denton for 5 says, I love the win. However, I need Dante Thornton to eat. Almost had him in the end zone, just slightly overthrown under good coverage. That was gosh, man, it's a game of inches, right? And there is a difference between missing some and missing most. And Nico, God, he was so dang deadly accurate in the Chattanooga game that in this game, when he's just barely missing guys, it's like, oh man, it kills you. But 12 personnel. Let's go look at the receiving. Squirrel had 2 catches. Chris Brazil had 3 catches. Brew had 1 catch. Caleb Webb had a catch. But let's look at the tight ends. And again, 12 personnel. These coaches, they throw around all this smart language. I'm like, what? 2 tight ends. That means you got 2 tight ends on the field. What is it? 2 tight ends, 1 running back. Is that why we're going 12 personnel? We're going 1 and a 2, a running back and 2 tight ends. So let's look at the tight ends and their numbers. Miles Kitselman, 3 catches, 39 yards and a touchdown. You also had Ethan Davis, 2 catches, 14 yards. You had who else? I thought Holden Stace had 1 reception, 18 yards and a touchdown. And I love the way they utilize the tight ends. I love that little middle screen. 2 different looks. One was more of like a little bubble screen to the inside, and then one was like just a true tight end middle screen. I love that. So I get it. We got weapons in Dante Thornton. I think I said on Locked On Vols, I said that Chris Brazil was going to be the guy that led this team in receiving this week, but instead it's the tight ends, and it's because of 12 personnel. So let's continue that conversation, Coach Jay. Throw that question out there.
My question just was, I mean, listen, and I can tell you this just because I know, because I've been following it a long time. I know who he's played for, but I can promise you that's the first time Nico's ran 12 personnel in his life. Like, no, without a shadow of a doubt. It was very, very, very first time. Against a tough defense to decipher. Like, once again, that was part of my B ranking of it. I thought he did a good job with it in that light. But my question to Coach Rice was, I know it was, something they saw in scheme and that, but for me, Georgia gave Hooker fits doing that, and they were able to bracket our talent down. And the question was, is that as much getting ready for Georgia and giving multiple looks and planning for the future as it was about NC State in his eyes?
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
I wrote that, and we kind of joked around about it in the pregame. Pre-show. Yeah,
we need to add a Patreon tier where people get to come in and see what we talk about in the back room.
It's unreal the knowledge that Coach Heupel is spinning through his head all the time, because that's 100% what that was, is getting ready for Georgia and whoever they could possibly play in the playoffs. Because the rest of the year, you're not going to see any, as far as base, 3-3-5 defenses. You're just not. Georgia throws a lot of it, but that's still not their base. A lot of people do this 4-2-5 nickel. They'll run. That's primarily their base. But it's, to give another look in offense, as an offensive guy, you're always trying to evolve your offense to make the defense think, what are they going to be preparing for us this week? And that's exactly what that was. I don't think they were scared. Like, no disrespect to NC State, but all the disrespect to NC State. They weren't. They knew they could beat them with this. They didn't have to go to their cream of the crop 11 personnel. They showed it. They did it from time to time, but they thought there was a scheme that they could go in and handle NC State and also look towards the future. That this is just Coach Heupel. He's not going to tell his players this. Get this towards the future and show Georgia, hey, we can be physical and bring in an extra tight end and try to run the ball down your throats. And I think that's totally what it was, Coach Jay, because you're not going to go away from who you've been. You look at UCF, Missouri. You saw a couple film clips of him in 12 personnel at Missouri, but it wasn't very often. He's 11 personnel, tried and true. And it's just, that's why during the game I was tweeting, like, the rhythm's not there. We need to stay who we are. We're being successful in 11 personnel. It's not that I didn't love the 12 personnel. I throw it into my game sometimes. It's just, you have to be willing to evolve, and that's what Coach Heupel's doing. He thought they could succeed. Obviously, they did. I mean, we ran for 200-something yards, and yes. And one tweet I said, and this will wrap up my thing here.
Your defense.
Yeah, my defense
of the prosecuting attorney.
The one thing I will say, you're taking out some of your most elite weapons when you do 12 personnel, because you're going to get that bracket coverage. Even though it creates more one-on-ones, you're still going to have some bracket coverage, and it makes it a little more predictable when you're in 12 personnel. But you don't get to see near as much Squirrel White. Squirrel White wasn't on the field when they were in 12 personnel. I think maybe 2 snaps. But you saw more Chris Brazell and Brew McCoy. But 4 catches between them two. I need my elite talent of Brazell, Thornton, and Squirrel and Brew get more catches than 6 catches. I love the use of the tight ends, but those 4 guys are going to determine how far you go in the playoffs. And it's just, I want to get my playmakers, my best playmakers, the ball in space more. But hey, the defense, like Coach Jay says, 3-3-5, it changes a lot of things you could do on the offense.
Well, hold on. I just love that we won 51-10. And there are so many different opinions. And I say it all the time. Y'all, both of y'all know way more about college football than I do. But I love the fact that NC State's coach came to the post-game press conference and said, I was not expecting 12 personnel. No. So whether Hype was throwing a little something at Georgia, I don't know that he was doing that. Maybe y'all are right. Maybe you're not. Who knows? We don't know. We can speculate. That's the beautiful thing about the channel. I think that they threw that 12 personnel out there to catch NC State off guard. And you guys talk about a 3-3-5 defense, and Coach Jay said it in the postgame show that they were dropping 8. So let's throw freaking 2 tight ends out there, and let's run the freaking ball down their throat, and let's take what they give us. And if they're going to give us the run game, let's run it down their throat. And then we did it so successfully that towards the end of the game, it's like now you got Kitselman selling run and then leaking out for a touchdown. Coach Jay, give me your thought there, the thought that you had. Then I'm going to we got a bunch of people in the back room. We're going to get them on here and have a good time.
Yeah, no, the only thing I was going to say really quick is, the one moment, there was a moment in that game that was really big, and Kirk talked about it during the broadcast. It was after the pick, right? Because as a defensive coordinator, certainly for me, as a defensive coordinator, after my team gets a pick, I want to play aggressive, specifically in the blitz game, because you're going to want to, as an offensive coordinator, naturally go to your run game, naturally sure things up, right, in the run game, and naturally start to blitz because the offensive coordinator is going to want to throw the underneath game and the run game to keep the quarterback happy. NC State came out after that pick and did just that, showed a blitz front. Nico changed the play at the line of scrimmage, threw to the deep ball to Squirrel, and immediately nixed that. And they almost dropped 8 the rest of the game, except when we were in red zone.
Did you hear that he said he missed Squirrel on that exact same play call earlier in the day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, we went back to it, hit him. And look, we got a bunch of people in the back room. We're 31 minutes in. It's a fan calling show, but we got to give Coach Rice a voice. He doesn't do the post-game shows, so I'm kind of turning Sunday nights into his little kind of post-game recap, and then he'll be back with us on Wednesday nights moving ahead. I got to bring just one man on all by himself, and look at that view.
Ooh, look at that.
Look at Jackie's view. Man, Jackie, you living the dream out there, brother, on that front porch.
Yeah, man, I'm out on my deck.
It looks great. It looks great. But you got to turn those lights on. Is it not dark enough? You got those. Look at those lights.
Hey, do I need to move?
No, you look great. I love it. No, it looks amazing, man. It looks amazing.
Okay.
Love it. What'd you think, Jackie? All the conversation, 12 personnel, 11 personnel, gold jacket, green jacket, just balls, 51-10.
Man, I tell you what, I thought the 12-man scheme was awesome. It caught North Carolina State off guard so bad, man. They didn't know what was going on. They didn't know who to cover or when to cover. I mean, it had them so confused. They didn't know what was going on. And I heard Heupel's interview after the post-game interview, and it was a new wrinkle that they just used for this game. I mean, but man, it worked big time, and it sure gave those tight ends space to be used. And man, Nico used them very effectively in the run. Man, I tell you what, Dylan Samson was awesome. Sure he was, and of course the defense. Golly, Bill, man, they smothered the Wolfpack so bad they couldn't even breathe, man. It was unbelievable. It was certainly a great game to watch, man. Gosh, I couldn't be happier.
Coach Jay, what is one of your favorite sayings? 2 things
can
be true.
Yeah.
Maybe Josh Heupel felt confident that he could roll this out, 12 personnel against NC State. And with what you and Coach Rice are talking about, show Georgia a little something, because you said in the post game, there's probably nobody else on this schedule that's going to run a 3-3-5 other than possibly Georgia.
That's it.
Two things.
As far as pace.
Pace, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe Missouri, if we see them in the playoff. Maybe.
Yeah, that'd be the only other one.
Yeah. But no, it's good though. It's good. Like I said, we could see it against possibly the most important foe out there. So we need to be ready, man. It was an important game. Certainly. I want to hear from Tom a little bit. I want to know what he thought of that counter. We ran a lot of little wrinkles off a common counter play, and we didn't run play action off of it until the second half. You knew it was coming, and as soon as it came,
Careful,
it was
Tom.
big.
Careful,
I
Go
knew
ahead,
it was
Tom.
coming before
Careful,
they
Tom.
even ran it too, because he
Sure.
tipped off that he was pulling to the far side. Whoever was running, was it our? It looked like our right guard was tipping off that he was about to pull.
The stance wasn't agnostic
Yeah.
enough, as I like
I'm
to say.
sitting there screaming.
Coach
at the
Jay, you are a troll. You are a troll. You troll me with all
Throw the
these other
grenade.
clowns. You troll me with all these other clowns on YouTube. You bring Tom in here and you set him up to drive in on a freaking landmine. You are a
Throwing
troll.
grenades.
Go ahead, Tom. Don't hold back.
Lobbing.
Tell us your true feelings.
Lobbing grenade. No, I love Arian Carter, man. I love Arian Carter. I think he had a great game. And I love our kicker too. Wilmot, what the hell is it? Gilbert.
Matt
Gilbert.
Gilbert. We
Kicker's
didn't
great.
shout him out yesterday, but good.
Yeah.
I like him
he's
too.
awesome.
He looked good.
He looks about 12 years old, but he's a great kicker. Defense played great. But now that what you were talking about there on that counter gap scheme, they hadn't run one gap play until that first gap that they ran. And I twittered you, whatever. I said, how about that counter gap, man? As soon as I saw it, I was like, they're going to run that 2 or 3 more times this game. I hope they do, because that's the best damn blocking scheme there is.
It's great.
My other lead positive note was, how about Nico? After he threw, and I know there's a whole bunch of context you could say, Nico running, how about him passing? He threw an interception and went and got the tackle going out of bounds. He was pissed. Wanted that tackle big time. I loved it.
Yeah.
He was not going to let that dude score, was he?
No.
He didn't know.
Man, if he had to break his neck, he was going to tackle that dude. But I loved it.
What's up, JR?
Hey, how's it going? Y'all doing all right?
Yep.
Man, loving this victory. Loving watching these people have to eat every word that they said against, and how young this defense is and how immature the players are going to be. And man, we went out and shut it down. I'm can't ask for more.
Who are you most tickled with, Nate? Give me a player. Give me one on offense, one on defense. Like who did you come away? Because for me, Keenan Peely, like I knew he was good. I knew he was a veteran. I knew he was a leader. I love the dog. I didn't know he had that dog in him. I didn't know that existed.
Right. Okay. So my defense, I was going to say Peely, but since you did it, my mind is slipping right now. But the young man that came in on second string, man, he hit that. Yes. And he came in and he made that play. And then the young man got up and was smiling. He was so happy. That was everything to him, to be able to get out there and have that T on the uniform, have the T on the helmet, and make plays, and man, just loving it. And you could see that changed so much of our environment in the clubhouse, and everywhere that it's things that Tennessee hasn't had in a long time. They never had the atmosphere of, hey man, let's go out and let's have fun. It's been a long time since we've seen backups come in and be able to have the life in them. And then when I go with offense, I'm going to say Kitzelman. That I love the tight ends. Man, I love opening up that tight end play. Like y'all were talking about the 12 personnel, man, you open up so much more. I don't want to get locked into it. I don't want to get set into certain things, but it works.
Preach.
Sports Banter, jump in here. Jump in here, brother. What same question. Give me a guy offensively, defensively, who kind of raised your eyebrows a little bit.
Well, offensively, I had to go with I know he said Kisselman. I'll go with I'm going to say another tight end, because really I just want to say the whole tight end group, because
yes, sir.
I'll say Ethan Davis, but I mean I believe that all the tight ends worked really well, and a lot of people complain. I see people complaining about Thornton not getting his and Brazel not getting his. Well, NC State played in a way to take them away. That was their whole thing. They didn't want to get burnt down the field all game. So what they were doing was they took, like Coach said, they had 8 people dropping back. They did not want the wide receivers. They basically said, if you're going to beat us, it's not going to be with these guys. So, in the slow start of the game, that's what it was all about. and we adjusted to it. And Nico handled it perfectly. He started hitting the tight ends. We started running the ball more, and I mean, we basically took what they gave us, and the onslaught of points didn't start coming until they started having turnovers. But to begin with, we had to nickel and dime them till we got down the field and scored, which is fine. I mean, it don't matter how we score as long as we get the score. It's just not as fast if if they're playing us the way they played us, dropping. And one other thing on defense, I know you said it, but I watched P. Lee last year in the game against Virginia. I know a lot of people are not very familiar with him because he was injured in that game and he didn't really see him all season. But if you go back and watch that Virginia game, he was a dog at that point. So I was like, I couldn't wait till he got back this season. And my biggest takeaway from the game, the thing that I liked the most was the 2 4th and 1s. And I know on one of those 4th and 1s, P. Lee freaking smashed that running back right in that hole. And then I believe the other one, the defensive line pretty much stopped it up. But 2 4th and 1s, and they just freaking dominated that line. And they swallowed that offensive line. After that first drive, when they drove down the field, the defense had to adjust as well. But once they caught on to what they were doing, it was game over. They didn't do it the rest of the game. I mean, they completely shut them down. The DBs played fine. I mean, linebackers I thought played great. The defensive line played great. They were getting rid of the ball quickly, but they still wasn't able to do much with it because even when the receivers caught the ball, we were on them so fast it didn't matter. So yeah, I mean, overall good victory. And the last thing, in a game where Nico is still learning, we win 51-10. So let's sleep on that.
Yeah.
And Sports Banter, a game where people were complaining. And I get it. I try to use like Butch Jones. I come from the school of Butch Jones, like the X Factor. I try to use good social media discipline. I try not to let my emotions come out early, man. It was frustrating, right? It's like if NC State goes down there and scores before Captain what can we call him? Captain Walk on America, Captain Walk, something along those. Captain Walk on America. Before Will Brooks comes and gets that pick six, man, if they score there, it's a tie game. But that pick six,
superstar.
It's like, let's go, like right. And then it was like one thing led to the other, and then we kind of pulled away. But it's like, man, people are complaining and griping, and we won 51-10 over a top 25 opponent. Sign me up for this because I remember man, I was telling my wife today, I was like, isn't it weird? Like this is the entire run of Talkin VAWLS. We had a season or two under Butch Jones. It's been nothing but misery. And I'm like, after a post-game show, of course, she was passed out. I texted her this morning, and I'm like, we got people complaining about a 51-10 win over a top 25 opponent. That is where we have come in such a short time. Let me catch up with you guys. You guys being generous, dropping some super chats. We appreciate you guys. That's how we pay the light bill around here. And look, the light bill's high. We got all these arcades. We got the power bill. We got LEDs. We got face lights. The power bill around here is high. Paul Lindsay for 10 says, I thought we'd land at 9. 7 is respect. Well earned. Go Big Orange. Yeah, Tennessee comes out the AP poll at 7. I think that's well deserved. People thought, somebody asked me, do you think that's too high? I thought Tennessee should have been like 10, 11, 12 last week. And then this win, dominant performance over a top 25, 7. I think that's where Tennessee belongs, if not even higher.
I'd say 6, but 7.
If they were in the top 5, I wouldn't say that was too high. Like
I think we should be above Missouri. I'm sorry, Missouri doesn't. They haven't played anybody. They will not play anybody. I mean, whatever.
I think who's got a little kid talking? Is it Sports Banter? I'm trying to mute him.
It's my granddaughter.
I want to. No, wait. Do you want to put her on screen? Look.
My granddaughter just came out. She said, "Are those boys?"
Don't put her on screen if you don't want to. I don't want my kids on camera, but if you're cool with it, show us. We'll let her be seen. Oh, look at that cute little thing.
Hello, ball fam.
Oh, let her know she got 500 people looking at that cute little face. 500 people.
500 people looking at you.
What does she call you? What does she call you, Jackie? Are you Papa?
Papa. I'm Papa.
Papa. I love
Papa.
it. I love it. I love it. That's awesome, man. Go ahead, Coach.
No, I was going to ask a separate question. I want to know how excited Jeannie was about that Notre Dame loss the other day. I know she was just waiting on that.
Well, like I said, they're them and Ohio State, I feel like, are the most overrated teams every year, and that's just because everybody wants them to be good, both of them. And I don't think Ohio State's as overrated as Notre Dame, but I still feel like they're overrated because they don't play anybody until they play Michigan and Michigan State, and even that is not going to. And Penn State, and even that, then you have. I think Penn State's overrated as well. So I mean, I just think the Big Ten in general is overrated. I really do.
I mean, that's facts. Is Jenny telling lies? She's telling the truth.
I mean,
So, because all you have is Ohio
they don't really
State,
count, though. They don't really
Michigan, Penn State. That's all you really have. I mean, now they have Oregon. So, I mean, but they barely beat Boise State, even though Boise State is pretty good. They're all right. So, but I'm just gonna don't kill me. I went and saw a movie last night, so I didn't come in until the third quarter.
Terrible, Jenny.
But that was because
What movie?
It better been Wolverine and Deadpool. Else.
I've already seen that 3 times. No, I saw Beetlejuice, but that was like at 4:00, so I could have came home and watched it, but I went and watched another one. That's because a guy that I'm seeing wanted to go see it.
Oh, Jenny got love in her eyes. She's like he good looking.
Always a guy's fault.
Wait. He's not a football fan.
He is a football fan. He is a football fan, but he's more of a pro. He's from Pennsylvania, so he's more of a pro. Like he's a Steelers fan. So
he's from Pennsylvania. He's looking around. He's like, I don't see any good college teams around here. I don't know what football is because I'm from the north.
Ask him if he's a Pittsburgh fan.
He is. Oh no. Well, they do root for them. His family. I know his whole family. They do root for Pittsburgh, but they're like diehard Steelers fans.
We got to get him on the show. That's the next goal. We got to get him on the show. That's the only thing we can do. We got to get him on the show. Talking Vols, hooking everybody up. Look, I got to catch back up with the chat. Justin Denton for 5. Loved how we are family. We have a full team who wants each other to win. Selfless football. The elite talent will show against deeper opponents. We talked last night about Deshaun Bishop, the pick 6. The game's over. I love the hustle. I love the effort. You can't beat that. Yes. Bill Peak and also Vols Lover both become members of the channel. We appreciate you guys. If you want to help the channel, hit that join button over there. It's right beside subscribe. You can do $1. You want to give more. These fan call-in shows, we always send out the link to Talkin Vols Elite and higher. So you want to be a part of this. That's probably the best way. We usually go down to Talkin Vols Gold because we need Ron the Don to come on and yell at us. So that's why we usually go down to Talkin Vols Gold. But any and all support, greatly appreciated. Thank you guys for the memberships. Highland View for 5. We finally have a coach who can make in-game adjustments. Let me come back to that because Big Orange Mountain dropped a 5 just to say Jenny spitting truth. Totally agree. Wait, that's him, isn't it? That's him. He's Big Orange Mountain. That's the guy. I think I figured it out. Dan Yoder for 5 says GBO. We appreciate you, Dan. Let's go back to Highland Views. Thank you, Dan, so much for the super chat. Highland View. We have a coach that can make in-game adjustments. We were talking about depth earlier in this defensive line. I saw a stat, and I can't remember what it is, and I'm so old and I don't have a brain. Should have taken notes. I forget how many second half yards NC State had. I think it was 39. Less than I was going to say, 39. Wade, I thought it was less than 50. Wade wins the prize, so let's let Wade answer this question. How much do you think that is adjustments by Tim Banks? How much do you think that is the depth of this defensive line, these linebackers being able to rotate guys? By the time we get to the second half, NC State's getting wore down, that offensive line's getting dominated, and we got fresh bodies all over the field.
Yeah, I think it goes into the depth a lot, but I also think that it goes into the culture. We say culture a lot, but for these second and third string guys to come in and be like, no, we ain't giving up a touchdown late. It don't matter who we're playing. We're not giving it up because our first string guys have worked their butts off. to prevent it, and then they come in and they prevent it. Because usually you see, with no matter what team is playing, it can be Georgia, the best teams, when their third and fourth string comes in, or their second and third string, whatever it may be, they're giving up late touchdowns. Everybody always talks about late touchdowns, all this, but this team right here cares so much about each other that even when the second and third string come in, they're not letting yards and stuff like that. They're playing their hearts out for everybody, and that is something that's so much different from this year, from last year. Because last year, I believe that your top leaders, or who was supposed to be your leaders, they didn't care enough. So when they went off in the field, this and going back to talking about this 3-3-5, playing a 3-3-5, and the reason I think they went to 12 personnel is when we played Missouri last year, we got punked on the offensive and defensive line. And I think Heupel wanted to have something to say. We're not getting punked anymore. We're going to be the people punking people. We got enough players. We got enough depth now that we can send people out there and we can punk people all over the field. And like they said, put stuff on for Georgia and stuff like that. But if that's your kryptonite is a 3-3-5 defense and you're supposed to be a great offensive mind, how come you haven't drawn up something? Well, we finally seen it. He finally got the players to where he could draw something up, and it worked. They ran the ball down their throat and made them like it.
Hold on, this is hilarious. Big Orange Mountain for 5 says, I am not him. He said, I am not him. My wife is highly possessive and she is watching Don't Do Me. I don't know, Big Orange Mountain. Are you not him? I mean, $5.
He would not. He wouldn't be on here. He's not, like I said, that's why we work so well, because I don't have any strong feelings towards any teams in the NFL, and he doesn't have any strong feelings towards anybody in college.
Otherwise,
so we would never would we would never go at each other because of the fact that I just want I'm like my dad. My dad, he loved watching NFL football. I mean, don't get me wrong, he was always in his chair on Sundays and Monday nights, but he just wanted the Tennessee players to do well. And that's how I am. That's how my sister is. That's how my brother. Well, no, my brother's a Cowboys fan. But me and my sister I don't even know how he's a Cowboys fan, because my dad, like I said, had no strong feelings.
No one ever does.
No one ever does. He liked specific players. That's how my dad was. But
Jason Witten was one of my favorite balls of all time, and I my hope and dream was that he never caught a pass for the Dallas Cowboys. That was my hope.
He did all right though.
He did okay. He did okay for himself.
And then this guy, he doesn't have any strong feelings towards any college, but we both like football.
Aaron Duck's got some great advice here. Next time, go on a date on Sunday and see what he says about the movies. That's great.
Well,
advice.
actually,
let's see if you really care.
We were supposed to go see a movie tonight too, because we have AMC's and we have an ASC A-list, but both of us.
And you were like, "No, I got to get on Talking Balls Live. That's what I do." On
well, no, I just didn't. It's raining and I didn't feel like getting out, and I took a nap.
Jenny.
After church. We go to church. It's the same church. That's how I know his whole family, because we all go to the same church. And so I came home and took a nap. I was extremely tired, and I took a nap, and I was just like, no, I'm not going to go anywhere. Then it started raining, and then he got sick. So that's another reason why I know he's not on it.
I don't believe any of this. I don't believe any of it. Cody, we got to get Cody in here. Cody,
where's he going?
He's driving that big rig. He's working that wheel. Somebody in the chat said, "Why are the lights off?" Because Cody's a working man. He's got to stick the skull out. He's got to unmute himself. You got to turn the light on. And he's about to side swap. He's about to side swap a family of 6. Cody, be careful. Cody, be careful.
I'm back in this damn trailer in. Shut the hell up.
Oh, Cody.
Everyone shut up. Everyone shut up.
Cody, be careful.
Let the man work. Let him cook.
Watch your left. Watch your
Don't
left.
jackknife it.
Hey, y'all said something to me when I came on last week after work. This man's actually working.
Look at this guy. Look at him work that wheel. He looked like Ricky Rudd back in the 90s.
Hey, Carolina Jackpot can't drive like that. Cody,
No, he can't. And he also drives a little bitty van. So
little itty bitty van.
Oh, I'm sure he's going crazy over.
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah,
I think Florida should hire Shane Beamer. He beat Kentucky.
But you know what? I'm happy they beat Kentucky because Gerald Mincy needed to be.
Oh, he got hurt, didn't he? Don't you know? He got hurt again.
He got
I
hurt.
loved every second of them beating Kentucky because our boys that over at KSR didn't go live. They were so embarrassed.
Are you
They
serious?
didn't only get beat.
No way. Is that real life? Is that real life? They canceled their show because they got beat?
The Nick Roush and the Adam Lovett, neither one went live because they were too embarrassed. The only one that went on was Drew Franklin, and he went and interviews the fans.
Are those the guys from the video that he plays?
Yes.
Yeah, Nick Roush. Nick Roush is the guy who went on
2-9 against his team, and to walk around this place before the game, I was disgusted. The smugness of those guys just walking around like, we're going to walk in here, we're going to kick your ass, and you can't do anything about it. And it made me sick. And you know what? They did it. They still did it. What the hell? Can we just beat this team? I know that Mark Stoops has done a lot of good things. This is his one really bad thing. The stupid stat about beating teams with a winning record and taking the next step and blah, blah. Just freaking beat Tennessee. Please, can we just stop losing to this stupid team with their stupid orange color, their stupid
I had to.
Love it.
Whoop them again
Love
this
it.
year.
Yeah, we're gonna whoop their ass. Like it's so bad.
They're awful.
Dude, their O-line. Their O-line.
South Carolina's awful too.
Yeah,
They
South
just
Carolina.
They almost got beat by the old
offensive
Dominion.
lines are pathetic.
They lost to a
Coach, did I ask you this on air last night? Everything runs together or off air. Dylan Stewart, no way he survives at South Carolina. That dude's going to transfer to a real program.
Yeah.
Coach Jay's muted. It feels like a post-game show.
Yeah, he's got it. Kentucky and Florida's offensive lines, man, they both, man, they might as well wear Butler suits and open the door for D-line.
Yeah,
they are bad. Bad. They got big problems.
They don't want to see Tennessee right now.
Yeah, I know we had a Florida troll in here earlier, but man, I rewatched that Stanford game too. They struggled in that game, to be honest. They did, and I mean, Stanford got beat by 35 by UT Chattanooga or something like that. So I think they got major problems. So yeah,
we're an hour in. Seth and Ader is in the back. I need a couple of people to rotate out. I'm also going to send the link out to Talkin VAWLS Gold. So if a few people that have been here since the beginning don't care to bounce, I'm going to send the link out to Talkin VAWLS Gold. I want to get more people on here. I'm awful because you guys come on and I love talking ball with you guys. And I want to let y'all stay on all night. And we just keep talking and talking and talking. And then I don't send the link out. So if a couple of people could bounce, we'll get Seth on here and we'll drop the link to Talkin VAWLS Gold. This is where it gets awkward and y'all look at each other.
I'll back out, Boogie. I'll go spend time with my grandkids. Okay.
That's awesome, Jackie. Dude, I love you. You're one of my favorites. I hope you know that, Jack. I love you,
brother.
Man. I
Same
love
here.
every time you come on this show, man. It makes me happy. So we appreciate
I appreciate it, Boogie. Same here, man. Feelings are mutual.
That's a killer hat,
have
Jackie.
a good one. See you.
Have a good night,
man.
Jackie. Appreciate you, brother.
Good night, guys.
Sweater.
I'm actually out too, y'all. Got to get everything ready.
I'll click out here, buddy.
For the fiance.
I'll kick you out, Jackie. There you go. Oh, there you go.
But yeah, y'all have a good night. It was good seeing everybody. JR,
Yes, sir.
that's a killer shirt, man. And
all right, buddy.
You got my second favorite on there, Buck Fama. But this is just a classic, man.
That's nice.
Waffle House, yeah, the Waffle House. But anyway, yeah, y'all have a good night. I'm gonna be in the back.
All right, we everybody's in here. The link is out for Talkin VAWLS Gold and higher. We got one more spot. If more people come in, we'll kind of rotate. Seth, what's going on, brother? How you feeling? What'd you think about last night? Are we freezing again?
I actually fell asleep at halftime because I've been sick as a dog.
Oh,
that's not how we need to start this, Seth. Hold on. Wait. Seth, let me educate you. Seth, let me educate you. Watch this. Let me show you. Let me raise you up. Let me raise you up in the world of YouTube. Let me train you up. Let me train you up a little bit. Watch this. Ron the Don, how do you feel after last night, brother?
Fantastic. Rocking and ready. Yes. Feel real good. Hey, we've been talking about all the stuff that the defense was doing, which is great, which is spectacular. Well, my two plays is done by old dear leader Nico Iamaleava.
Look at those eights.
He took it personal. He put the man out. And then one time he was running the ball, and those players came up, and they've been jaw jacking him all night long, man. And Nico got some fire, man. He got some fire. He was gonna talk about some drama last night. Man,
he was angry. You could tell even at the end of the game he was angry.
Coach Shay, do you have any information that you could give us about Nico being angry?
I heard he was angry. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
I think that's a good sign, actually. But people are, and you know what? I'm not even nervous about Oklahoma anymore. The way they played yesterday,
Neither is
Beam
And I
and Coach
think-
Jay have called for a long time. That one's going to be a blowout.
And I think Josh, he is wanting that game. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
maybe even more than Alabama or Georgia. I think he wants that game.
He's going to downplay it and sleep on it, but he
Our
wants that
D-line is
game.
going to give Oklahoma fits. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that.
And something else interesting to note here. Jackson Arnold really struggled against the 3-3-5 defense that Houston ran. That's what gave him fits in that game. He turned the ball over a couple times, and it gave that Oklahoma offense absolute fits. So it was nice to see us actually, like we've talked about, come up with a plan and execute it and get through the challenge of that defense.
And everybody was saying how people have underrated our defense and all this and that. But you know who called it? And Nick Saban on College Game.
Jenny, you said Boogie wrong because Boogie's been saying that all week, and then Nick Saban, like a clown, went out there on College Game Day and regurgitated everything that I've said all week, and it hurts my feelings when Vol fans come in here and say Nick Saban said it. He said it. So did I. Jenny, you don't watch my videos, and it hurts my feelings. It hurts my feelings because I've been saying it all week long, Jenny. I've been saying it all week long, and you want to give Nick Saban praise. And
I watch your videos.
That breaks my heart.
It's okay. She doesn't watch the game either.
I know, Nate. I know.
No, I watched the game. I came home. I came home and watched the game.
She has a boyfriend.
I came
now.
home.
She got
and watched the
butterflies
game.
and hearts in her eyes, and she's like, I can't watch these videos. I got to text my boyfriend, but I did watch Game Day, and Nick Saban said it.
I
Jenny.
watched the game. I came home and watched the game, and I watched the first half today. So I know what y'all are talking about.
The rewatch.
She didn't catch up on Talkin VAWLS videos.
I
wanted to give Nick Saban
did.
that praise. Nick Saban said it. Look at the chat. They're all like, Boogie said it all week long. Boogie said it on Locked On Balls. Boogie.
I
Nick
watched
Saban.
that too.
Look at
But
Frank Brock's forehead. Frank Brock's forehead is even saying that you steal my content more than he does. Jenny.
Nick Saban's in the chat somewhere. I guarantee you. He's in the
He
chat.
is. He's watching. Ronnie's
a lurker.
watching.
Nick Saban's in the chat.
Cody, I love you. I know you're working that steering wheel. I got to drop you because we got Bleed Orange in the back. I love you. I appreciate your support. You keep working that steering wheel, brother.
Thanks, boys.
Have a good night, brother.
Easy, Cody.
But I have a bone to pick with you, Boogie, because you missed one of my super chats last night.
Oh,
You know
I
what?
saw that. Don't let him get away with it.
Well, no, because I just said Reese Davis said that he was most likely gonna vote for Tennessee, and because Kurt had asked him about because he got to vote, and Reese said he's like, I'm probably gonna vote Tennessee in the top 10 in the AP. So people on Facebook are like, oh, they shouldn't be top 10. They haven't played anybody. Neither has anybody else in the top 10. Really? Ole Miss? Who have they played?
You got to call me out. I hate when I miss super chats, but for some reason, there were a few that got look, talking StreamYard. Everybody wants to hear this. But when you all drop super chats, it automatically stars them and puts them in another field so I can let them build up and then I can go over there. For some reason last night, somebody said, Boogie, you missed my super chat. And I went back and looked. And there were like 3 or 4 of them that were gone that I'd missed. So I had to go personally star them. So if I miss a super chat, man, y'all let me know. Y'all
It's
yell at
fine.
me.
It was okay.
No, it's not fine. When y'all
But
donate
I'm
money, I want to give you the
I'm tired of people saying, "Oh, well, it was just UT Chattanooga." I wish they had beaten Georgia State yesterday, but that's beside the point. And now they're saying, oh, it was just NC State. They're overrated. So, and then if we go into Oklahoma, go into Norman and beat them, then it's going to be like, oh, but they're overrated too. So,
Yes.
Keep happening.
Yeah.
You know what this was yesterday? This was what Pitt in 2022 was supposed to look like.
Yeah.
That's what this was supposed to look like in 2022. And we went down there and we struggled on offense. The defense wound up saving us, and we still won. We squeaked out of there, even though they're playing with their 19th quarterback that they pulled out of the audience because somehow they just kept bringing somebody in. But this is what I wrote this down last night. This is what the 2022 Pitt game was supposed to look like. We're supposed to go down there. We're supposed to take care of business. I don't care how good or how bad anybody says NC State was. I was one of the ones that said they were awful last Sunday night, and I stand by that. But it doesn't matter. They were ranked in the top 25. They were supposed to be really good this year. They're coming off a 9-4 season. They got good people on defense. They got a defensive coach. They're supposed to be really good. And this is what we're supposed to do in 22. And we're going to get better as the year goes on.
And it's not just that they may be overrated. Yeah, they probably are. But we beat them 51-10. Our defense has not let in a touchdown for 3 games straight. And the only touchdown as anybody scored was a pick 6. So that doesn't count for as far as defense goes.
I don't think they're giving up 1 and 4 straight this weekend.
Yeah, it won't be.
So, yeah. Can't stay.
You know what, Jenny? If Joe Milton was playing quarterback, we would say Joe Milton's allowed more touchdowns than this defense has. It's Nico. It's Nico. So we can't say that. I love this. Jordan says, "How do I get a power tee by my name?" The chat says, "Join the channel. Join the channel. Join the channel." What does Jordan do? Jordan joins the channel. We appreciate you, Jordan. Thank you for the support. If you're not a member of the channel, you want to support, you like the content, the videos, the banter. The banter is what I'm here for. If I can harass Jenny, I'm here to harass Jenny. If I can harass Nate or Ron the Don, or if I run Rocky Top Tom, I love the banter. That's what makes this channel fun. You guys harass me every Tuesday night, pretty much every day. I'm living and breathing. You all harass me, and I'm here for it. So when you come on the air, I get to harass you. I love the banter. So welcome to the family, Jordan. Flyfish21 for 10 says we need to talk more about Samson's last 3 games. He's elite, man. He's elite. Let's throw this to Bleed Orange. Bleed Orange just popped in the chat. Talk about Dylan Samson, man. Over 100 again. I think he's going for 1,200. What type of year do you think that he can have?
I was talking to my buddy earlier about this. Personally, I think he's going to have at least 1,200 yards. He's going to be the #1 rusher in the SEC and be possibly Heisman talent.
I think he already is as of right now.
Dude,
I think he's
that hit me today, and then Coach A jump in here. I was watching the Hypel show today, and I was like, we're talking Nico Heisman. Dylan Samson could legitimately be in the Heisman talk. He could.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Coach.
Well, first of all, they balance, right? What do we see? Like, look at the yardage between the two. It was almost perfect balance, right? So that's number one. They work in synergy together. But I mean, maybe we can kind of go around here. Like, if you're an opposing defense, what's your poison? What do you want to try to stop? The run or the pass? Coach Rice?
As far as explosiveness, you want to stop the pass because that's 1-2. Which they can do both of them. We've seen it in years. Yeah, you can hit you 1-2 and score a touchdown with just doing run plays. But more times than not, you're going to see a drop 8 try to keep those explosive plays out of the pass game. So you're going to see people attack, try to stop the passing game before the run game, and so that just opens up lanes for Dylan Samson and company.
Does anyone got a different opinion? Anyone rather stop the run if you were playing this ball team? Everyone's dropping back, huh?
Well, it's a huge problem because they know that Nico's going to hit the throws, right? Yeah. What are you going to do? Pick your poison. Do you want Nico to torch you deep or say, let's give Dylan Samson 5, 5, 5, 5?
Yeah.
Let's give those little quick hitches to Brew. That's what makes them so dangerous.
They're extremely balanced, but they're going to set it up just like they set up the Nico run last night. I mean,
oh god,
what a perfect play call!
And the playback that I've seen all day with Heupel getting all pumped up, that was when Nico took off of that run. The one question I've got on that is, did Nico see something and change it to that, or was it called by Heupel? Because
I think it was called. It was called by Heupel.
I get that hyped up with Endo. Nothing against Endo. I'm just saying, did Nico see something and change it to that? Because that was fire right there.
I love too, Bleed Orange, the clip that's floating around where Heupel's talking to Nico and Heupel's got this big grit. Like that, their relationship is so cool because Nico's his guy, right? Like he did go get Milton in the portal. He was gifted Hendon Hooker by Jeremy Pruitt. Nico is his guy, and their relationship, like the grin he had on his face, like it was almost like, what'd you see there? What went down? And Nico's talking, and Heupel's just grinning. Like he knows what he's got in Nico, man. I love it.
My favorite cut from them is after the Cheez-It Bowl, actually, when Nico was saying, I got to start watching some of his clips. It's it's black and Heupel guys. That was awesome.
I mean, I feel like it's only appropriate. You talk about stuff like that. I got to play it, Bleed Orange.
And other than that, I think just the fans. I love the fans, the culture here. That's pretty much what I told you.
I'm gonna have to get him to start watching my film in the off season too.
Obviously, I watch Coach Hines' old clips. It's kind of like black because they ain't got that. You ain't got
black and white.
They ain't got the black and white film up, man.
You know what it reminds me of a father-son, right? Yep. Like you're making physical contact, like he's grabbing his arm, and man, it's like a dad and his... Yes.
Something else I like. I'll shut up, let other people talk. But was Farouk last night, fourth quarter, just tearing into old boy. I mean, that was freaking awesome. The energy and them guys playing. But that's what Heupel's recruiting. You look at Shady Hayward. You look at all these kids that are coming in. They want to lay the stick, man. They want to lay the stick.
I love that play. Bob, are you okay?
Bob,
are you on the ship? I know you were from the Navy. Are you still in the Navy? What are you doing? You're riding the waves, Bob.
I'm trying to figure out why my camera's not turning like it should. There we go.
You look great right there, Bob. There you go. You look great, Bob. How are you feeling, Bob?
Man, I'm feeling outstanding. Outstanding. If you hadn't noticed about what I've done today, I mean, at least I apologize for putting the jinx on our boy.
You're all right.
I mean, I'll own it.
Worked out just fine, Bob. He did just fine. So you're
sometimes
all right.
you got to apologize.
Now,
man, Bob's out in the yard. Matt says Bob's out in the yard. Are you in the yard? Are you out in the yard? Look at him.
That's what I was.
No, I'm at a buddy of mine's house.
Coach Ross is right. He's out in the yard right now. He's getting that
lift in. He's getting that lift.
Get that lift. He's out there lifting weights. Bob playing basketball out there in the yard. I bet he's.
I really think the first INT was tipped ever so slightly and made it sail. And we know what happened with the second one. The second one was not on Nico, but like was said, I love the way that he claimed it during his the press briefing after. He's like, the only touchdown anybody scored is my 6 in this game. So I mean, he owned it, and that's maturity right there.
Let me. I'm gonna catch up with the chat. We got a few super chats, some memberships, all that type of stuff. Matt Begley's in the back. I love talking ball with Matt. I need one more person that's been here for a long time. I'm going to bounce out. I'm going to let you guys decide. It's no pressure. It is pressure. It's like I feel like we're picking teams in dodgeball, and I'm like, I'm not picking you. I'm picking Matt. But I want to rotate as many people. So you guys decide and bounce. Let me hit these real quick. Foul Ming gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership. Shout out, Foul Ming. We appreciate you, brother. Foul Ming Media is back. Michael has been a member for 9 months. Michael's about to give birth to a little tiny sweet Talkin VAWLS baby. I can't wait. Robert Tuck for 2. Jenny didn't watch games last year either. Robert's insulting you.
No, that's not. I did. I watched every game last year. What's he talking about?
Wait, is Robert him? Is Robert? I know Robert hits on you in the chat sometimes. You and Robert got that Talkin VAWLS chemistry?
I don't even know what he's talking about because I watched every game last season.
Jenny's so defensive. Maybe Robert is him. Timothy McGee for 10. Yep. I was saying last year that Samson was better than Small. And he isn't scared to find and hit the hole like Small, and sometimes right on some plays. Thank you, Timothy, for the super chat. Watch this. Coach Jay, you're in charge.
Yeah. All right. I want to know. Was it just me? Let's ask Matt. Matt just came in, and I was going to ask Coach Rice originally, but I'll ask Matt. Maybe I'm crazy, and I'm not saying he didn't run good. I thought he ran great, but I thought Dylan ran high last night. Like I've never seen him run so high. Am I insane, or did anyone else see that, Matt?
Yeah, I
Matt,
saw.
See that? Okay, someone else saw it.
Yeah, I saw it a little bit too. He took some
Okay.
hits,
Yeah.
and he got stood up a few times too. But it was also, it took more than one guy to take him down last night too. There was a lot of game tackling that had to take him down. So, but I think too, they said it last night, but he's put on 12 pounds of muscle in the off season. And you can tell they beat him pretty good last night. They hit him pretty hard, but man, he kept fresh. And the rotation of that running back room, we're starting to see not just him have to be, the bell cow, even though he had, 160 odd all-purpose yards. Couple opportunities, but I thought what I saw too, Coach Jay, it was more not going into the hole, but kind of on the backside of the hole. When he got through it, not necessarily lowering the shoulder to lay the boom, but if he had to go get a tough 1 or 2 yards, he was doing that too. So I saw your comment last night on Twitter and kind of said the same thing there too.
I think it was more just the start of the runs where he started up a little too high, chest high. I think once he got through the hole, he was a little better. And I will say this: I think Dylan. That's one of Dylan's natural running thing. I don't know if he likes staying high to get through the hole so he can use his vision or whether, because he has elite vision. We all know that. So I think maybe, which he may pay for it at some point, trying to get through a hole and a linebacker decleating him. But I'm hoping, that's just where there's a couple times where he was trying to find the hole and he was up a little too tall. But as you see, when he got through the hole, he was head down, get to the spot, get to where it needs to be. So I would say that'd probably where I saw him chest high a little too much is before he got to where he needed to be.
Yeah,
I got a question. Where's Boogie?
We kicked him out.
Yeah,
We
he
put Coach Jay in charge.
Hold on. Here's the deal. I put it in the chat. I want you guys to see it. I said, we're full. We can only have 10 people on at a time. I get to talk every day. I can't get on here and say that I'm for the fans, by the fans, and the voice of the voiceless and all that nonsense if I don't want you guys to have a voice. So if nobody's going to bounce, I'm going to bounce. So, Bob, get back in here. I'm going to let Coach Jay drive the show, and I'm going to let you guys jump on here and talk.
Boogie, you have my spot.
Boogie.
No. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, I'm
no.
Bounce,
Bleed orange, stay.
He was trying to bounce earlier, to be fair.
I'm at work.
He was.
I didn't want to accept anybody. Love the show. Love you guys. Go Big Orange.
Go Big Orange.
I'll be on next week. Y'all have a good
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. Have a good night, my man.
Yep, y'all too.
Okay, good. Because I had a question for Boogie. Boogie, is the shovel pass back?
Dude,
it worked in 22. It did. I mean, it worked.
It works.
It worked with Milton. Is it back?
It worked last night.
It's why I tweeted out. It's why I tweeted out. I have a love-hate relationship with it because every time they run it, I'm like, oh god, here we go again.
It's scary.
And then they pop it off for 16 yards at the first down. And like you commented, Coach Jay, on my tweet and said they're doing that to keep the linebackers honest, and I get that because those linebackers are sit. But they were sitting on it, and it was 3rd and 16, and you call it, and DSAMP goes and gets 16. And it's like, it's successful. It's either like, and we go back to last week when Cam Seldon, it would have been a touchdown, but he spins the wrong way, right? Yeah. And it's like, it's just a play that every time they run it, I'm like, oh, Lord, it's either a touchdown or it's a nightmare. It makes me nervous, but it's successful. And like you said, it keeps the linebackers honest. So I get it. I understand.
Well, one reason why they use it is because the reason why you see normally these other teams, basic spread teams, the slip screens, get the running backs out to the side. The reason why you don't see Tennessee using it is because that's where our spacing is. Once the wide receivers are out there, so you don't want the running back getting out. All of our space is in the middle of the field. So you let all the rush come up. There's nothing in the middle, supposedly by scheme. So that's the reason why you see these shovel passes instead of your normal HP slip screens that you see normal spread multiple teams use. That's the reason why that shovel pass underpass is so effective.
I'm just scared somebody's gonna drop it.
Let's go. Jeannie, then Bob. Jeannie, then Bob.
Well, go ahead, Miss Jeannie.
I just said I'm just scared somebody's gonna like a defender's gonna read it and it's gonna drop and it's gonna be a fumble. That's what scares me.
They read it. They read it last night and it went for 16.
Well, here's the thing. The reason why we can do it now is we have we have more tight end depth, so we can run the 12-man. So you've got that extra protection up front when you're trying to shuffle it off. You've got extra protection. The other thing is this is a look that people have not seen from Tennessee since 2022. So now they're showing you, hey, our playbook is open. Be ready for anything. And it's going to make it a whole lot harder for these defensive lines to try to get a beat on what we may or may not do.
Yeah, and it opens up the middle too. If you do that and you kind of alternate what they did last night, you saw that play, but then within one or two plays, they threw that little tight end slip screen too that they scored on a couple different times too, and that play's disgusting.
Well, and
it's so nasty.
to go on to add to what Bob says, now defenses are going to be like, well, what did we prepare for? They're going to sometimes you get over prepare, to be honest. So
right, and
they won't know.
And anybody wants to run that 3-3-5, a slip screen is exactly what you want to use against it because they've got a light front at that point.
Yeah.
So
and it's a little bit. I mean, it's different than what we ran before because the last couple of years, even with Hendon, we saw instead of the tight end slip screen, we saw the bubble screen, right, and the bubble screen out, and I don't think we've seen one of those yet this year. I know
it's been mostly
they're still in the
tunnel
playbook.
Yeah.
That just
I saw him run the route. I saw him run the route, but I didn't see the pass actually go off that way.
Well, I tell you what, we ran it one time, but it was more of a jailbreak wide receiver screen.
That's what I'm saying.
It wasn't a tunnel screen where they're actually coming underneath. The jailbreak screen is where the lineman actually goes out instead of the wide receiver coming in. It's the one Dane Davis and Squirrel got mixed up on a blocking assignment. The pass was thrown to Brazil, and their defensive back actually, read it and ended it real quick. But yeah, sometimes people get confused. That jailbreak screen, the O-line actually goes out and takes out the corner. Well, where the tunnel screen, the wide receiver's coming in to where the offensive line is. So that's where the difference is.
Let me catch up real quick with the chat. Seth Nader dropped the 2, says Samson is better than Kamara. That is a bold, that's a bold statement. That's a bold statement. Cotton, let's see if that plays out for you. Maybe. I think Samson's going to have a great year. Bobby J. Heupel for 5 at Coldslaw. Who's Coldslaw?
Dave Dorn's burner account.
Oh,
burner account.
That guy was on my nerves.
Wait, was that the guy? Was that the guy that was a Florida fan in the chat earlier?
No,
he's been talking trash all week.
Yeah, he's the guy who said
Twitter.
Yeah, he said he hopes Nico tears his ACL in the game.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds like a real class act.
And
sounds
then,
like
every Tennessee fan on Twitter.
It says he hits puppies, and you can't tell me otherwise. What an idiot! I didn't see any of that. I'm so out of touch. BG been him for 40 months. Man, we appreciate you, BG. Cam better get back in the lineup. I have a feeling if he doesn't, want Bishop getting more comfortable in game in the offense. Ooh, that's at first I was like, what's he talking about? We need Cam, and he's saying if he don't, Bishop gonna take that job since his vision is so much better than Selden's. I love it, BG. I love it. I'm here to eat crow. And I don't think
three-headed monster
running back. Though.
I don't think it's eating crow on Deshaun Bishop. I just think I needed to see it. Now I'm seeing it, and I'm like, let's go. Timothy McGee for 5. We need to see more screens and running back.
Slants? Does he mean slants?
Slants, maybe.
Slants.
I like the way
new
they're using the tight
offensive
ends,
play.
and I know Coach Rice was talking like deep dive and what a tunnel screen is. Versus I like the tunnel screen look with Ethan Davis. I like the middle tight end screen. I love it. I love it. Look. How much more have we seen through 2 weeks of football than we saw all last year with his offense, Coach?
All last year.
We told you guys. We said it. We said all last year that this offense is being dumbed down for a reason. And then when Coach Heupel said about a week before the season that they're going to open it up, I'm like, come on, dial in. I know Jenny doesn't listen to my videos, but I'm saying, guys, listen to my videos because I'm going to tell you this offense is about to change. Coach A, 2 weeks into this thing, 2 weeks in, I love you, Jenny. 2 weeks in, this offense is different. It's different. Timothy says slants is what he meant.
It's painfully obvious that I'm going to go with 15% of the playbook was open last year. And I'm not trying to be flippant or mean to Joe. I truly believe about 15% of the playbook was open when you go back and watch the last season. I still think about 20% of the playbook is closed right now, like today, just because I think Heupel's offense is that vast as part of that. But, will you see the full 100%? I say no. I say next year you do, and then you start to see wrinkles out of it after that. But, playbook's back open.
I think.
Well, here's the thing. Just think about it. If we did as well as we did with a 9-3 season last year, and it was only 20% of our playbook, think of how pumped up you should be about this year when it's 70% open.
Yeah. Big time.
Well, too, the national media as well as everyone on this channel thought last night was going to be how last night went. Right? I mean, it was all week long. I heard you, Boogie, and I heard you, Coach Jay. I think we all agreed it was going to be a double-digit win. If we believe that, and we, coaches don't ever want to admit that, but they know that there was an advantage that they have. If we're going to see the playbook open up, it opens up in 2 weeks when we go to OU.
Yeah, but
Right.
That's where we see some more of it open up. But you're right there, money, that it's
my guess is we're going to
last year.
Yeah. My guess is we're going to see a few new things this next week, and some of the stuff we've already seen we may not see next week. I think they're trying a little bit of this, a little bit of that with these younger games or smaller games. So when we do get to OU, we've got a little bit live practice with each of these plays. So they know that way they can make adjustments.
What's the line versus Kent State? 117.
Kent State is not good.
It was like
they are awful.
47, like 45,
47 and a half. Hammer the over.
They're going to be running 2-minute drills the whole game. 2-minute drills the whole game.
Nico out by halftime again. I hate it.
Absolutely.
Our post-game show is going to be garbage because it's like it's an 8 o'clock kickoff almost. Nobody's going to be awake. Y'all going to bed at halftime. It's going to be me, Coach Jay, Dauber, and Dustin sitting there talking to ourselves.
Wait, what time's kickoff?
I'll be here.
Show us some love. Come hang out for the post-game show.
I want to get down to Jake Merklinger because we need
7:45
because we don't have much after Nico, so we need them to be ready.
I agree.
We have Peter McGavin.
Everybody's going to play this next Saturday. Everybody's playing against Kent State.
Not
We are going to be ready. Let me tell you something right now. After I get finished slobbering all over the offense, man, the defense played inspirational. Let me tell you something. By the end, by half of the middle of the second quarter, did y'all notice how hard of licks the defensive players laying out? I'm talking about one-on-one licks. There was slobber knockers. There was
Philly killed number 4.
They hit them so hard, I was jumping.
But man, it's like the elephant in the Lord of the Rings. We was smashing those people. And the guy in the back was going, "Whoa, that's what I was doing, man." I love to see a good, solid open field tackle, a real hard hit. Mr. Peely, they shouldn't have done that flat on you, man. Yeah, man, you have to do what you got to do. You was caught up in the moment, Mr. Peely. Put some hard on. Bring the elbow.
He thought the guy was
call it back in the day. That's what I like to see because we will need that type of defense, that type of inspiration on defense when we play those teams that think they're just about as good as we are. But they're not going to have the ruthless killers on defense like we're going to have. That's what I want. I want all that. Bring it on. Let's smoke.
During your rewatch, you listen. Don't watch the hits. Listen for them because you will hear them. Wow, wow. And you're getting that through the mic at the microphone up there in the up in the media booth. That's a lick.
Can we? Oh,
that is a lick.
Hold on. Can we rewind time? What did we hear again, Bob? What did Bob?
What?
What did we hear?
What?
What did we hear?
You're going to hear them. You're going to hear them just slamming each other.
No, I want to hear it again, but
no, you're not going to hear it again.
Bob!
You're going to put me on full screen like this. No, you're not.
Bob, we're having so much fun, Bob, and you ruined it. Wham, wham. That's a clip. That's a clip, Bob.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
When I'm in the opening credits and Rhonda Dawn there's in the opening credits, you'll get repeats.
Wait, when Rhonda Dawn's in the what? Have you seen this?
Rhonda Dawn, what are you doing? Well, let me show what I'm doing because today is college football day, and you know what we doing at Ball Nation, y'all. Come on over here. Look at this. This ain't chicken. This ain't beef. This is wolf chops, ladies and gentlemen. This is candy meat. Let's go balls.
What do you want from me, Bob? What do you want from me?
Love it.
Rhonda Dawn sends me video clips. If you would send me epic video clips, I will play those too. But you don't, Bob. And I know you're locked up.
They're coming.
They better
they're
be.
coming.
If you will say wham, wham in a video, that's going to be in an intro. That's what I'm here for. I love Rhonda Dawn is content gold. I love Rhonda Dawn. I love you, Bob. You got.
I know you
bring
do.
it. You got to bring
what's,
it.
What's not to love about Bob?
I mean, what about Bob? They made a movie about you, Bob. They made a movie about you.
Cartoons too.
Oh man. Let me hit this super chat real quick. Big Orange Mountain, Jenny's boyfriend in disguise for 5. Says Kitzelman PFF grade was 94. That is insane. Coach Rice, what do you think about PFF grades? Tell me they're great because I like them.
Awesome.
I like
it. Gives you something to go back to.
A gauge.
I love seeing the snap counts and like how each player was used and engaged during the game. So I mean, I personally love it, and the tight ends. You know when. Kitzelman, like someone else said it during the thing, was a steal, y'all. That dude brings the physicality each and every play. I love to see him blocking on that counter play. Y'all, I said it before all y'all come on. Those counter plays are the most popular play in offense. Coach Jay will tell you it's the most. It's the play everyone is having to learn how to defend because there's so many ways you can use it. And when you have great blocking tight ends that love being physical and getting into the box and knocking some wood off somebody, that's what you get. And Kitzelman, that's the reason why he's starting because he gives you both. He gives you the ability to catch the ball, but he also is the most physical tight end on this team, and you can see it in the run game.
I agree.
And going back to your question, I love PFLs because me personally, it's after watching the rewatch because I have no life, I watch it 3 times. You go back and you see how many snaps so and so played, and
that's what I like too. And the grades may not always be accurate, but I still like the fact that Miles Kitzelman graded out at a 94. I don't know the last time that I've seen a Tennessee player grade out that high, ever, offensively or defensively.
Yeah,
it's pretty freaking high. Dylan Samson, 73.2. Deshaun Bishop, 72.8. Those are your top offensive guys. Ethan Davis, 70.7. You go to defense. I love this. Omari Thomas, 90.8. Tyree West, 84.7. Omar Norman Lott, 80.2. It's the top 3 guys, defensive linemen. Matthew Watson for 2. Which game is coach going to let Boo play offense? Don't hold your breath.
Yeah,
I think they're trying to get him dialed in at the star position. I don't think he's going to play.
You may see him return a punt this week.
Yeah, you may see him return a punt this week.
I hope so. But at the same time, I don't know that I do. I think Squirrel's been great back there.
Squirrel has been good.
Yeah. I just don't want him to get hurt. We're so dang thin at star, in my opinion. I'd love to see him there. I'd love to see him on offense. I just don't want to see him get hurt as thin as we are at star. Yeah, and he can kind of erase, as you saw, a speedy wide receiver from that position.
Yes.
So I really like him there. Yep.
He could do it, but we need the depth in the defensive backfield.
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly.
Yep.
Well, hey guys, I'm gonna call tonight. I got to drive back to the house. It'll probably be 30 minutes before I get home. So, but
we'll probably wrap it up by then, Bob. But we love you, brother. I love every time you come on here. It's always a good time.
Bob's the man.
Well, I appreciate y'all having me. But just remember, everybody gets to play again Saturday. Everybody.
That's right.
Go Big
Glorified
Orange.
scrimmage. Later, Bob. Have a good night, brother.
But what about the O line? I thought they did opening up for Dillon and
They were good at run blocking.
Yeah,
I was
they
waiting
were
for
good at
somebody
running
to talk
blocking.
about them.
Yeah, they had their moments in pass pro,
Right.
but the play that Nico had the pick six on it like I think I said it during the post game. I think Nico will learn it. His internal clock. He's had so much time really since the Iowa game. He was under duress, right? Because we were thin on the O line.
We were
But
very good.
Chattanooga, he could have written a book, and pass
Yeah.
protection was good early. I think he just got too dang comfortable back there. And when that pressure came, it came from the outside, but it didn't come from the edge. It came from the inside guard, D tackle to the outside. So it came from a weird spot. And it's like right as it flew outside when you watch it, Nico actually steps into that guy pressing all. It's just kind of a weird sequence. And the guard did get whooped on it. But they kind of worked in synergy to create a bad play for us.
And
But how many good plays did Nico make
It was
with
a
his
good
feet
stunt.
last
Oh
night?
yeah, no, I thought it was elite
Play. Yeah. Like the throw to Kitzelman, like Kitzelman was talking about that in the post game. He's like, man, what a crazy play. And even Heupel was like, what an elite play by Nico. And it's like, Kitzelman was like, it was just, man, and of course it amounted to nothing, but still an elite play. Let me get a super chat real quick. Tim Broyles for 2 says Vols win the SEC championship. I'm here for that, Tim. We appreciate you, brother. Don't give a shit. I got a bone to pick with you. I need to kick everybody off of here, and I need to sit down with you man to man, face to face, and say, why do you make me cuss every stream? Why do you make me cuss every stream? I got to say, don't give a shit. I got to change your name to keep our PG-13 ranking. I love you coming on here, man. You're very generous. You're very active in the chat. It's good to see you jump on for a not a tailgate show, for a fan calling show. What'd you think of last night?
Oh, it was awesome, man. I mean, just watching the defense, especially the defensive line, it's like they spent most of the night in their backfield. I'm like, good Lord. I mean, just wait till we start playing, SEC games. We're gonna be having our lunch in their backfield. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. You go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
I came on here to ask one question.
Uh-oh.
All right. And I think Coach Rice has been ducking me.
Uh-oh. Let's go. This is what I'm here for. This is the type of controversy I'm here for. Go ahead. Keep going.
Why haven't you learned how to kick?
Put the man on black. I need to see all the cheese in the chat. I want to see cheese emojis in the chat. If there's not a cheese emoji, put a mouse in the chat. I need to see all the cheese in the chat right now. Coach Rice, the floor is yours. Go ahead and answer. I dare you to answer. Find a way, Coach Rice.
I suck at kicking. It is what it is. I practiced. I told Knoxville Predator catcher the other day when we were playing. I said, dude, it's gotten so bad to where I literally go into practice mode on Dynasty and just put up kicking. And I just practice. And then when it comes to the game, it's like I say, F it. I'm going for 2 every time. Because it's just like I just can't. I don't know what it is. So I just run the score up on people and not worry about it.
Okay.
Coach Rice was his phenomenal play caller, and he knows how to go.
Tell him, Ron.
Every time.
Tell him, Ron.
Hey, Ron the Don, he has a losing record against me, and I don't know anything about football. Or
Hey, we're 1-1. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Maybe I got you confused with the other coach. I get it confused because I beat everybody every day, and I never know what my record is. But
There's
I
an
knew
infamous kick six out there too, Coach Rice.
Ooh, infamous.
Well, now,
It
see,
is
that's what
infamous.
I'm talking about. I give up on kicking, so I'll just score touchdowns.
At least you got Jaden Lofton on your side. He's got that same strategy.
That's my guy. That's my guy.
All right, I'll stop bugging you because every time I get on.
No, hey, I love it. I love it. No, I cackle at it.
Let me tell you something. Everybody that comes on this channel that is a host, the top of us up here at the top, me, Coach Jay, Coach Rice, Dauber, Dustin, JP, everybody that comes on this channel knows. Get ready because you're going to be a bit. You're going to be a part of the joke. Always. Sometimes I'm the butt of the joke. Sometimes it's Coach Jay with NC State. It's going to be a close game. We got to struggle. It's 51-10. He's like, yeah, like I said, Boogie, we're going to blow him out. Nope, that's not what you said. Coach Rice, we're going to make him the butt of the joke. When he's out there complaining on Twitter about 12 personnel, I'm going to bust his balls. That's what it's the boys hanging out with the boys, and we're hanging out with Jenny, who her boyfriend's in the chat. So we got to be careful what we say to her. But
he doesn't watch football either.
Yeah. He said, "Oh, poor little baby, he's sick. Oh, look, he got his blanket in his passy. Tuck it until tomorrow. Oh, wait. Monday Night Football. All of a sudden, he's magically cured, Nate.
No, he's a teacher. He's a teacher, so he has to be ready for tomorrow.
All right, well, I'm going to bounce so somebody else can get on.
Hey, we appreciate you. I'm glad you jumped on,
man.
man. You're always active in the chat. You're always dropping super chats. You always make me laugh, and that's what I'm here for, man.
Appreciate it, brother.
If y'all can make me laugh in a super chat, I'm here for it. I love it. So we appreciate you, brother.
All right, have a good night.
Have a good night, my friend.
I will say this: my leader, who kept saying that he didn't think Josh Heupel was the guy, I have to talk to him this week. I only work in the office 2 days a week, but I got to talk to him because he said that if we beat NC State, he said he's going to start believing. Not only did we beat them, we put up 51 points on them and did not let them. Our defense did not let them score. So he's going to have to go
Hold
back.
on a second, Jenny. We got a super chat that we have to read. Big Orange Mountain for 5 says, Jenny, I'm grading papers. Love you, babe.
Oh, God. That's funny.
We are so derailed. We are so derailed. Sunday night is the new Tuesday night. Y'all have ruined Sunday nights. Sunday nights have become Tuesday nights. And I love it, man. I love it. We family around here. Z Flex for 10 says Nico showed he is a flesh and blood mortal, and we were still dominant on offense. We leaned on the running backs and tight end and looked like we're playing against 12-year-olds on both sides of the line. Georgia vibes. It is, man. And that's, something else we talked about is it's like now we don't have to lean on the offense or the defense. Like sometimes the offense can dominate. Look, Nico can go out and win again. Nico didn't lose you anything yesterday. Everybody's saying that Nico didn't play well. We won 51-10. Yeah. But Nico can also go out and take over a game. This defense can go out and take over a game. It's a beautiful time to be a Tennessee fan.
It's pick your poison. Like, I mean, Aaron Murray's breakdown today of the game, he broke it in. I saw it in the chat earlier too. And you watch the replay today too, because in the live performance you're watching the ball, but watch it today. It was in that 3-3-5. They very rarely blitzed, and there was 8 defenders out, guarding 4 receivers. So that 12 personnel last night just whipped their ass. I mean, it was, it's the first time I think in Heupel's offense, even 22, that you legitimately have to pick. I heard it earlier too, that you have to pick which one you're going to go after, who you're not going to let beat you. And if you're not going to let Nico beat you, then the running game beats you, the tight ends beat you. If you're going to go after the running game, you're going to put people in the box, then you better have some dang good corners because these dudes are going to get open.
Yeah, it's like, you think I care if Dante Thornton gets 3 touchdowns or Miles Kitselman gets 3 touchdowns or Dylan Samson? I could not care less. I don't care who scores. We got a 51-10 win over a top 25 opponent. I'm going to celebrate with my, hey, Coach Jay, my doggies in the end zone. That's what I'm going to do.
That just shows you how many weapons we have, and you can't. I just feel like you can't cover them all. I mean, you can try.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck.
You really have to be talented enough to play us base fundamentally, straight up. And really, the teams that are talented enough to do that, you can count on, one hand pretty easily. So,
One finger.
yeah,
One
really.
finger.
Right. Yeah. So,
And I'm gonna
sorry.
change what I said. Our floor is probably 9-3. I think our floor is 10-2 because I don't think
agree.
after watching Alabama play yesterday, and they're coming to it'd be one thing if we were on to Tuscaloosa, but they're coming to Neyland. I think we got that game. I'm sorry.
What about Oklahoma yesterday too? Like Oklahoma, what they win
Oh,
by
yeah.
2, and they were gifted a touchdown.
16-12.
They were
16-12,
gifted a
yeah.
touchdown. They scored a touchdown because they were given a muff punt like on the 10-yard line. They were gifted a touchdown. So, man, I like the matchup with Oklahoma. We got to wrap this thing up. We're almost 2 hours into it. I love the banter. I love the shenanigans. This is my favorite type of YouTube. I love it. I'm here for it. We appreciate you guys. We're going to be live tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. with Kaner. We're going to pour a cup of coffee, Talkin VAWLS morning show. I can't wait to hear what he thought about the game. Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, EA Sports College Football. Sean Cross, if you're watching, is it late enough to cuss, Coach Jay?
Yeah.
Your ass belongs to me tomorrow night at 6:30. We'll see who else wants a piece of Boogie. I don't know what my record is. I've already forgot, but we're not counting. We're not counting Jaden Lofton. He's not a member of the chat. We ain't counting him. I shouldn't even count Coach Jay and Coach Rice, but I do. Tuesday night, 6:30, EA Sports College Football. Wednesday night, Talkin VAWLS live. We'll probably spend more time on NC State and Oklahoma, but we'll talk a little Kent State. Friday morning, me and Coach Jay pour that cup of coffee, come hang out with us. Saturday morning, these two guys got to break down Kent State. It's almost embarrassing. I almost think y'all should
I'm gonna do
focus.
it.
Yeah, Coach
I'm
Jay
gonna
said
do it. I want to do it. Yeah.
I want to give you guys an out. I want to be
Yeah.
like, y'all ain't got to watch Kent State. Like, you can just talk about Tennessee. Coach Jay's like, I'm going to watch 17 Kent State games.
Yeah.
Yeah. My keys to victory.
Y'all are desperate for punishment. So
Early keys to victory.
we
Don't
will
get too
drop.
drunk before the game. Don't smoke weed before the game. Show up.
That's it.
Yep.
Just get off the bus and go win the game. Jive Turkey
Yeah.
2 says, good night, Vol family. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. For Coach Jay, for Coach Rice, for Wade, for Jenny, who's in love. Look at those. Look, she got butterflies in her eyes.
Hey, if he was really the one, he would have
we're
said
like
last night, let's go
teenagers.
home and watch the Tennessee game, though.
He would have, Wade. Tell him.
Wade.
For Matt Begley, for Ron the Don, for Sports Manager, good old Nate Pruitt, this is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
That we call home and it's night and I'm alone and